come kneeling on your knee, on your shins. So you can either start kneeling on your shins with any kind of cushion block underneath you, or you can take your knees wide and rest in a child's pose. And this is where we're going to start. So find your way onto your mats and really using this beginning pose to start to come more internal. So start to turn your gaze inward so that you start to notice and feel what's going on in your own body.
What are we supposed to be doing? I'm supposed to be facing forward, or let me see. I don't know if I'm going to do.
So as you're settling in here, starting to feel the points of contact your body are making with the earth. Start to feel into those spaces. Start to feel the heart dropping down towards the earth, the forehead or third eye dropping down towards the earth, the palms resting down on the earth, the shin bones, the tops of the feet. And then start to feel your breath travel across the back of the body as it expands into the air, into the space around you. So as you feel into those points of contact on the earth, you're rooting down. And then as you breathe into the back of the body, you're expanding out and up. Take a few minutes to start to feel the breath moving more deeply in your body. Allowing some sound to come to your breath as you find that slight constriction at the base of the throat. As you slow down the breath. Letting that sound of the breath draw your attention. Let the sensation of the breath draw your attention. Feel into your body and let the sensations in your body draw your attention. So that we're in this very internal space. And as we do that, we're attuning to our own inner voice, inner wisdom, trust, heart of hearts, whatever you want to call it. But that deep place in you that we tend to ignore sometimes. In this practice, we're trying to strengthen that bond, that voice, that sense of trust. Take a few moments to just feel into that. And set any intentions you may want to set for your practice. And then once you have your intention, let's go ahead and walk the arms closer together so that the palms touch just in front of your head. Go ahead and bend at the elbows so that your forearms and fingertips come to point up. And then drop the thumbs right to the nape of your neck. Go ahead and release the arms down. Walk them up and over to the right. It helps sometimes to tent up onto those fingertips till you feel a nice stretch in the left side body. Inhale and walk both hands evenly away from your shoulders. And then exhale and drop your body a little closer to the floor, especially through that left side body. Let it roll down. Let the breath expand into the left ribs. And then inhale and walk through center and take it to the other side. Again, breathe into that right side body, expanding and lengthening. And as you exhale, melting that side towards the floor. And then inhale and walk yourself back in. Lift yourself up into a tabletop. Walk your knees under your hips. Walk your wrists under your shoulders. Spread your fingers and start to find a cat-cow. So as you inhale, let the tailbone rise and really try and articulate that movement in the spine until the crown of the head is extending forward and the heart is lifting. And then as you exhale, curl your tailbone in, round through your spine, press through your hands and drop your head so the whole spine is now rounded. And then find your breath and start to move with it. Let the inhales expand and lengthen and open the front of the body. And the exhales expand and open and round the back of the body. And you can close your eyes here. Drop really again into that internal space, into that place of noticing and feeling and sensing. And then let your body move in whatever way feels good. Maybe the hips circle or the ribs circle, or your shoulders circle or your head. Just let the body move in whatever way feels good, keeping the eyes closed if that's okay with you, and staying in that internal space of feeling and noticing. Good. And then take the next breath to return yourself to neutral. Stacking everything again, spin your biceps forward, pull your belly and your ribs in so your spine is nice and long. Press down through the left fingertips and the padding at the base of the fingers, and then come onto your right fingertips. So the right hand comes tented, the left hand is anchored, left biceps forward. And then take your right arm and reach it forward. And then keep the shoulders squaring to the floor, keep the ribs in, keep the belly in, and extend your arm forward. Good. Set that hand down. Now take your left leg and extend it back. So opposite leg is extending back. Keep the toes on the ground, press your heel back. Open the back of the leg. And then shoulders back over the wrist, belly and ribs in. Lift your heel up, right up in line with your hip. And then point through the foot. So the foot comes pointed, but the toes are spreading. Keep the right hip right over your right knee so it doesn't travel off to the right. Good. And then set that knee down. Okay. From here, anchor down through your right fingertips. The padding at the base of the fingers, tent up onto your left hand. Ribs in, belly in, right bicep forward. And then take your left arm forward. The palm is facing to the side, so your thumb is up and your pinky is down. And the fingers are spreading. And the spine is lengthening back, and the crown of the head and the fingertips are lengthening forward. And the ribs are knitting together and hugging up, and the navel is drawing up, and the low belly is drawing up as the tailbone lengthens. Set the hand down. Take your right foot back, toes on the ground, heel presses back, open up into the sole of the foot, through the ankle. And then shoulders over the wrists, ribs and belly in. Lift your right heel in line with the hip. Spin the hip down and then point the foot. So the foot points and the toes spread. Stay squared over the floor, solid in your core. Beautiful. Set the knee down. Okay, now back to the left foot. Toes on the floor, heel presses back. Pull the ribs and the belly in. Left bicep forward, left hand anchors, right arm by your ear. Now you can stay right here. You can stay here too. You can stay with both hands on the ground, one hand on the ground, or lift the leg. So you have one leg and one arm lifted, belly and ribs in. So anywhere along the way, all of those are going to be working. The whole back chain of the body, posterior chain. Neck is staying long. Core is firm. Good. Set your toes back down. Take your right arm out to the right now. Inhale, get long through your chest, long through your toes, and then just reach that right arm up. A little baby twist. Press into the left arm, reach out through the right. Good. Now take your hand back down. You're gonna slide your left leg over to the left so that it's out in line with your hip and the foot is now flat on the ground. Okay, so I'm opposite you if you're looking at me. Take an inhale here, and on the exhale, walk your fingertips forward. If you can stay tented on your hands, beautiful. If not, set the hands down flat, and then drop your heart down and maybe even your head down to the floor. Your right hip is still over your right knee. The left foot is flat on the ground. Good. And then walk your hands back in under your shoulders. Pull your belly in strong, your ribs in strong. Flex that left foot. See if it can lift a tiny bit. And then take it back behind you. Set the toes back down. Good. Set the knee back down. Okay. Other side. Right foot extends back, toe on the floor, heel forward, belly in. Stay with both hands on the floor. Come onto your left fingertips or reach your left arm forward. Press back through the heel, reach forward through the crown of the head and the fingertips. Then stay here or lift your right foot and then flank it. Good. Flex your foot again. Set the foot back down. Take the left hand out to the left and inhale, float it up. Press into your right heel. Lift the back of the right leg, lift the belly. And then exhale, set your hand down, slide the leg out to the right so it's in line with the hip, let it come flat. Inhale, get long here, walk the hands forward onto your fingertips. Exhale, melt the heart, drop the head. Left hip stays over that left knee. Good, walk the hands back under the shoulders, flex that right foot, engage in the core, see if it can lift any amount, maybe it doesn't, and then just take it straight back. Toes down, press back. Good. Knee sets back down, cat-cow, inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and round. And again. And exhale and round, and this time inhale, neutral. Keep the hips over the knees, take your hands forward again, drop the heart and the head. And then let the hips drop back to the heels and take one arm at a time back behind you. Roll yourself up to kneeling. Stand up on your knees or on your shins. Inhale, stretch the arms up tall. Exhale, shift the weight into your left shin, pull up through the belly and step your right foot forward. Now you can have blocks or books or a chair or whatever helps you feel more stable. Feel free to use it. So now we're in this lunge here. Right knee is gonna come over that right ankle. Back, the top of the left shin and foot are gonna anchor into the floor, and then feel as if you're scissoring those legs together. And then extend the arms out. And then with the belly lifting and the tailbone lengthening, take the arms behind you and interlace them. Squeeze your inner thighs together, squeeze your core in to find your balance, and then shoulders roll back. Reach your knuckles down and then maybe away from your backside. Now, once you've done that, pull the ribs back in, pull the belly back in, open across your chest. Good, stay here. And then exhale, release the hands to the sacrum. Inhale, sweep them all the way back up. On the exhale, set your right hand to your right thigh. Set your left hand right under your left shoulder. From here, inhale, take that right arm out and lift it to the sky. So left hand's pressing down, right arm's reaching up, right hip is drawing back, and the inner thighs are drawing together, and the navel is lifted. Now you can stay right here or curl your left toes under and try lifting that back knee off the ground. From here, if the knee is up, go ahead and set it down. Take that right hand and set it inside your right foot. And then take your right foot out to the right a little bit. Turn the toes at a diagonal to the right. Flex them a lot. And then inhale and lift your heart. And let your hips drop, but keep the belly strong. Toes are lifted, knee is opening. Good. And then turn your toes back forward. Walk your hands back. Flip your toes up so it's kind of a wide half split. Your hands are still inside that right foot. Inhale and lengthen your heart, and exhale to soften. Inhale. Good. From here, bend into your front knee again. Set the hands back under the shoulders. You're going to heel toe that foot out to the right and let it come all the way back behind you to meet your left. So now you're kind of in this high plank modification. You are welcome to be in a high plank if that works for your body. If it doesn't, you're in this modified version. Okay, we're holding steady here. Biceps forward, shoulders back, belly, ribs in, spine long. You should feel your core working and your arms working. Take a little micro bend in the elbows and squeeze them towards one another. Lift your navel away from the floor, lift your ribs up. Stay with it. And then exhale. Press back into your child's pose. Take the arms back behind you. Inhale here. And exhale, and then inhale, roll up, stand up on your shins, extend the arms up, inhale, shift the weight into that right shin, and exhale, step your left foot forward. Set up that back shin, anchor it down, set up the front foot, anchor it down, scissor them together. Bend that front knee until it comes over the ankle so you're a little long in your lunge, stretch up tall. From here, take the hands above your head and interlace them. Flip the palms up to the sky if that's okay with your arms and shoulders. If it's not, keep them together. And then draw your biceps back by your ears and then keep that, but pull your belly and your ribs in. Press your wrists up, your arm bones back, your ribs in, your belly in, your thighs together. Beautiful. Okay, release that tension, separate the hands, left hand to the left thigh, right hand under the right shoulder. You're long in your lunge, take an inhale, then on the exhale, stretch your left arm up. Now you can stay right here or curl those right toes under and lift the knee. Keep drawing your left hip back, lifting the back of the right thigh if it's up, pressing through your right arm and reaching to your left. Gaze can be wherever it feels okay for the neck. You can look down, you can look to the side, you could look up if that feels okay, but not necessary. Set the left hand inside your left foot, set your right knee down. Heel toe that foot out to the left. Send your toes at a diagonal, your wrists are under your shoulders, and then inhale, lift your heart, drag your torso forward. Flex those toes, you're opening into your hips here. Breathe. Think like a cobra in the upper body. Good, and then start to walk yourself back, spin your left toes so they're pointing straight ahead, right hip over the right knee, left toe stretch up, inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold just inside that left foot. Long in your spine, breathing here. Good. And then shift yourself back forward, hands back under the shoulders, heel toe that left foot out to the left, slide it around to meet your right. So you land back into that high lunge, or excuse me, high plank variation. Pull the low belly and feel your tailbone get long. From here, we're gonna lower to our bellies. So shoulders back, elbows are squeezing together, belly is lifting strongly, ribs are lifting strongly. You're going to try and keep your elbows close into your body as you drag your heart forward and lower yourself all the way onto your bellies. So now you've landed ideally with your elbows over your wrists and your forehead down on the floor. Pick up your right leg, point the toes, stretch that leg back as far as it'll go, and then set it down and push into the top of the foot. Pick up your left leg, stretch it back, point the toes, reach, 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 set it down, press into the top of the foot. So now you have your nice firm cobra tail. Both feet reaching back and anchoring down. Your feet are pressing down so much that your knees actually lift off the ground. Okay, feet are down, legs are strong. Now, press your pelvis down into the floor and lift your navel. Now, drag your hands back towards your feet, so you're pressing into the mat and pulling back so that your heart can drag forward and peel up. Shoulders back and elbows in and neck long. So it's just a little baby lift. Using your back body to lift you up, using your core to lift you up. Good, and then exhale. You can make a pillow with the hands and rest. Let your legs soften, your hips soften. You can even just turn your head to the side and have your arms down by your side. We're going to do a couple more versions of that. So, come back to your forehead. Come back with your fingertips just below the tops of your shoulders. Extend the legs again and anchor them down, big toes towards one another. And then as you inhale, again, drag your heart forward, lift it up, lift your navel. Now with the navel lifted really strongly, see if you can hover your hands. Squeeze your elbows together, squeeze your shoulder blades together and down. Good, hold it and breathe. We're just putting a little strength into that back body. And then exhale and let your head either turn to the other side with your arms by your side or make a pillow again. You can rock your hips side to side. Okay, we're going to do that again. This time, forehead to the floor and hands down by your hips like you're flying. Extend and anchor the legs, lift the navel. Inhale, extend the heart forward and lift it up. And then see if the arms want to reach back and maybe they lift up too. And then maybe, just maybe, the legs extend and lift up too. Stay and breathe. Stay and breathe. Good. And then exhale, set your hands right back, wrists under the elbows, forehead to the floor. Squeeze the elbows together, lift the shoulders and draw them down, inhaling. And on the exhale, lift your navel, press into your hands and your knees. Land back into that high plank variation. Belly in, heart forward. Good. Now, shift your hips back and walk your knees so that they're under your hips now. You're back in that tabletop. Now, curl your toes under. Lift your ribs, lift your navel. You're going to hover your knees above the ground. Press into your hands, press into your toes. See if your knees can hover above the ground. Hold it and breathe. Hold it and breathe. Good. Set your knees down. From here, keep the toes curled under. Walk your hands back. We're going to roll over our feet and come into a squat. Now, if your knees don't like this, your feet, your ankles don't like it, we're going to come standing so you can just stand up. Otherwise, we're going to stretch the soles of our feet and our ankles and our Achilles tendons here. And then we're going to come into a forward fold. So press into your hands, press into your feet, use blocks, use whatever you need here to lift the hips and fold over your legs. Good. So you can have a chair to rest your hands on. You can have books, you can have blocks, you can have water bottles. From here, bend the knees a lot, pull the belly in a lot, let your head hang and roll yourself all the way up to stand. Okay. Once you come upright, roll your shoulders back, let the palms spin forward. Feel your feet on the earth, they're hip distance and parallel. Go ahead and close the eyes. Let's take a moment now standing upright, feeling that strength and that stability. We worked on strengthening a lot of the back of the body. Opening the front. Good. We're going to work a little bit more on that back. I'll go ahead and open the eyes. From here, inhale, stretch the arms up tall. Side body's long, feet are anchored. And then on the exhale, soften your knees. Take your hands to your hips and hinge yourself forward. So you feel that bend right at the hips only, not at your waist, only at the hips. Then let your hands slide onto your thighs. So the belly and the ribs are in, your tailbone's back, your crown of your head's forward. Now, if your back's okay with this, stay here. If you think you could take a little bit more, let the arms float by your hips like we did in that cobra. See how that feels, and then maybe take the arms straight up to the side and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Good, and then release the hands back to the hips, lift the elbows, lift the shoulders, strong legs, strong core, stand yourself up. From here, we're gonna take a big step out to the side so that you're in this wide straddle with both toes pointing the same direction or forward really, heels in line with one another. Good. Take your hands to your hips. And then from here, spin your left toes to point to the end of your mat so that the left heel and the right arc of the foot are intersecting. Good. Now bend into that left knee until it comes right over the ankle. Bring your shoulders right over your hips. Press into the outer edge of your right foot. Let your arms float up. Warrior two. Now check that front knee. Most likely it's caving in towards your big toe. Try and peel it out towards the pinky side of the foot so that when you look down, you can see at least your big toe, maybe your big toe and your second toe. So we're turning on that outer hip to drag it open and opening the inner thigh. Press into the outer edge of your back or your right foot. Lift your pelvic floor, lift your belly. Get super strong in those legs. Feel that foundation in the feet. Good. Lift the toes in your left foot and then set them back down. Lift the toes in the right foot and set them back down. Spread your fingers. Really nice, you guys. Turn your palms forward. Keep your chest facing over your hips, but your knee opening. Take your right arm on top of your left and give yourself a hug. Lift the elbows, squeeze them together. Stay here, or maybe let the thumb and the pinky come together, or maybe even the palms come together. So you have eagle arms, but check in with those legs. Keep that front knee opening. Beautiful. Breathe into the back of the heart here, the back of the neck, and then float the arms open. Inhale. Exhale, straight. And that front leg, spin the toes back forward, heels back in line, all 10 toes facing forward. We're going to come into a forward fold. If you know that you like additional support for that, you're going to have your blocks or whatever in front of you and set your hands there. For those that feel pretty solid on your feet here, we're going to interlace our hands behind us, roll the shoulders back, reach the knuckles back, and hinge forward with our hands interlaced. Now, if you know that your body is not cool with that, no big deal. Start with your hands down on the floor, down on your blocks, whatever works. Then drop the head to the floor. If your hands are interlaced, reach the knuckles to the sky. Keep squeezing your inner thighs together as if you have a watermelon there that you're trying to hold between your thighs. Feel your pelvic floor lift up and your low belly lift up. And then let your hands drop to your sacrum and unlace them. Let them walk right out in front of you. Tent up onto your fingertips again. Take a big inhale through the nose. And on the exhale, sigh out the mouth. Good. Walk your hands in. Squeeze, lift your kneecaps, squeeze your inner thighs so you're really charging the legs. And then if you can, set the hands to the hips. Inhale, come up. All the way up, using the back of the legs, using the core. Now, spin your right toes to point to the front of the mat. Angle the back foot slightly, or might already be that way, and then bend into your front knee. Bring your shoulders back over your hips. Press in the outer edge of that left leg. Let the arms float up, warrior two. Good. Then check out that front knee. It probably is caving in. Open it up. Peel it away from your big toe. So it's like your thighs are opening away from one another. Your pelvic floor, your belly, your heart, and your crown are all lifting. That front knee is trying to stack over the ankle. Turn the palms, flip them forward. Take your left arm on top of your right this time. Give yourself a hug. Lift those elbows, squeeze them together. Stay strong and solid in your legs. And then release the forearms. See if your thumb and pinky touch. And then maybe see if your palms come to touch. But drop the shoulders out of the ears. Breathe into your back body. Especially that space around the back of the heart, right in your scapula. Keep that right knee opening, the left outer edge of the foot pressing. Strong in your legs, strong in your core, and then unwind the arms. Inhale, exhale, straighten that front leg and spin the toes forward. So you're back in this wide-legged forward fold. Now we're going to come down, working our back on the way down, so you have options. The most challenging will be to keep this long lever with the arms extended. Option one will be to have your hands on your hips. I'm going to show you. We're just going to come parallel to the floor, so you can be here. You could be here, or you could be here, or you could be here. So you have all of those options. So pick your arm position. Take an inhale, spread across the chest wherever your arms are going to be, and then exhale, hinge at the hips. Lift your kneecaps a lot, squeeze your inner thighs together, pull your belly and pull your ribs and try and come halfway to the floor. If you need support here, set your hands to the floor. Take care of your bodies. And breathe wherever you are. This is one of those times where you're really listening to your own body and what it needs and what works for it, and then everyone set your hands down. Walk your hands over to the right. You're going to bend your right knee and stick your booty back. Left knee is going to stay straight. And we're just going to stay high here, so we're not going to drop into it. So it's like that side lunge we did, but a little bit lower because our hands are down on the ground. Really opening the inner thigh in that left leg. And then straighten out your right leg. Walk your hands over to the left. Make sure your toes are forward. Bend that left knee. Stick your booty back. Feel your right inner thigh open. Lift the kneecap in that leg. Good. And then come back to center. Walk the hands back out in front of you. Tent it onto your fingertips. Shoulder distance. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Walk the hands in. Heel toe the feet a little closer together, and then send the toes out and the knees pointing the same direction as your toes. From here, bend the knees a little bit, pull the belly and set your hands to your hips and stand up. Okay. From here, sink in. Knees out, toes out, belly in, ribs in. Arms cactus. Shoulders back and down, elbows squeeze down and back. Feel your upper back squeezing together and your chest opening. We're going to do 3 of those. So inhale, stretch up. Keep your legs bending, your knees pointing to your toes, your pelvic floor and low belly lifting. Exhale, like you're pulling yourself up on a pull-up bar. Pull it down, squeeze the shoulder blades together and down. Inhale, stretch up. 2 more like that. Stay in those legs. Exhale, squeeze, pull it down. You're working that upper back. Squeeze the elbows down, the shoulder blades down. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale, pull it down. Good. And then inhale, the arms stretch out. Straighten the legs. Spin the toes back in. Flip the palms back forward and exhale forward. Fold. This time, grab maybe your big toes or set your hands to the floor and let yourself fold with the elbows out side to side and the head heavy and the kneecaps lifted. Good. And then from here, release the grip. Walk the hands out in front of you. heel toe your feet to about slightly wider than your hips and the toes out. We're sitting into a wide squat. You're welcome to set something under your bum, or you can come in a higher squat. You can rest your elbows, your forearms on your thighs, or you can sink your bum down and let your elbows come to your inner thighs and your thumbs to your heart. Or you can sit all the way down on your tush, which is where we're gonna go next. So if you wanna sit on your tush, go for it. Okay. Let's take a moment and breathe. And then go ahead and release your hands. And you're going to help yourself to sit. So just take one or both hands behind you and help yourself to sit. And then extend the legs out in front of you. And just shake them out a bit. Good. And then from here, we're going to lower ourselves onto our back. So you are absolutely welcome to use your hands to help yourself down. Otherwise, we're going to try and keep the legs strong and straight and the heels down and the arms extended. We're going to try and lower ourselves down slowly. Slowly. Keep pressing out through the heels and lowering and lowering and lowering until you make your way all the way onto your back. And then inhale, stretch the arms up overhead. Stretch the legs long and squeeze them together like so. Imagining you're in that standing Tadasana, but now we're laying on our back. Good. Okay. Now, from here, take the arms down by your sides. Bend your knees so your feet are flat on the ground. And notice how your back is your low back is lifting away from the floor. Now we're going to pelvic tilt so that as you exhale, you curl your tailbone up and you flatten your low back to the floor and you feel your low belly turn on. Okay, and then inhale and soften, let the low back move away from the earth. And then exhale and curl up. And then inhale and soften, take that natural curve. And then exhale and curl the tailbone and pressure your low back down. Two more like that. Inhale and exhale. So it's a very small movement, but you're feeling this little pelvic tilt to engage your belly and draw the back down. One more time, inhale, and then exhale and lower down. Good. From here, we're going to take our hands, palms down right under our hips. So I make kind of like a diamond shape with my hands and set it just below my hips. And then bring your knees up to 90 degrees. So what that's going to do is help lift your bum up a little bit so your low back is down on the ground here. It's going to help support the low back. Relax your shoulders. And then on the inhale, you're going to lower your right toes to touch. Keep the 90 degrees in your knees. And then exhale, bring it up. Inhale, lower your left toes to touch. Keep your 90 degrees in your knee. Exhale to come up. So I don't just tap my toe. I lower my whole leg down and it comes back up in that same 90 degree. Inhale, I lower the whole leg down, and exhale, I come back up. Good, keep doing that. Inhale to lower, my belly is anchored down and my back is anchored down. Okay, now if this feels, yeah, no big deal, I'm ready to do a little bit more, try both feet together. Lower down, keep your belly in and your back down, and lift up. So you'll notice when your feet come to the earth, your back wants to lift away from the floor. You really have to activate, activate, activate to keep your belly down. Yes? Good. Okay. Inhale and lower. Keep moving with your own breath. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Now, some of you might still want more. So you're pausing wherever you feel like, okay, this is good. I'm working, but I'm not injuring myself. Those that want a little more work, take your legs straight. Start with one leg at a time. Inhale with a straight leg, hover it, and exhale and lift it. Inhale, lower it, and exhale and lift it. Now, I think that the two legs together with knees bent is even harder than that. But this is going to be the most challenging. Both legs together, extend, hover, belly in, ribs in, back down, and exhale, lift up. So you have 4 options. Single leg, knees bent, double leg, knees bent, single leg, legs straight, double legs, legs straight. Wherever you are, breathe. Inhale to lower and exhale to lift. You have about 3 more breaths. Inhale to lower and exhale to lift. And if you're doing a single leg, you're just going to make sure that you end on the opposite leg you started. And we've been going for a while, so if you've forgotten, just do your best to remember. And then last breath here, go ahead and hug your knees in. Unwind your arms and wrap them around your legs. Grab onto your hands or your wrists, and then curl your head and shoulders up and get a tighter grip. Hold on maybe to your wrists or your forearms or even your elbows, and then see if your head can drop back to the ground. And then let yourself rock side to side. So you're nice and tight, a tight little ball here. And take some big breaths, massage out your belly. Now, set your heels down so that they're right in line with your sits bones. And if you reach your fingertips, you can brush the heels with your fingertips. And then just relax the arms out to the side. And draw the shoulders out of the ears. Let the arms be long and just relaxed. And then come into that pelvic tilt again. Exhale, curl the tailbone up, pressure back down. And inhale, release that. 2 more like that. Exhale, curl the tailbone up, press the low back down. And inhale, release that. And one more time. Exhale, curl the tailbone up. Keep it there. Keep the navel pinned to your spine. Now press your feet into the earth to lift your hips off the floor for your bridge. Keep that length in the tailbone, so the tailbone's lengthening right between your knees. And then the inner thighs are spinning down and the knees are drawing together as if there was a block between them, something to press into, but not coming narrower than the hips. So knees right over the ankles. Back of the head gently presses into the earth to keep that nice cervical curve in your spine. Keep length in your back, and then press your heels down and drag them towards your shoulders so that you feel your hamstrings and your glutes turn on. And then we're going to stay here and breathe. At any point you need to come down, you come down. Otherwise, we're working here for the next 5 breaths. You can close your eyes and drop into that steady inhale and exhale. That fluid rise and fall. The breath. 2 more breaths. You should feel the back of the legs working, turned on. And then as you exhale, lower down 1 vertebrae at a time. Take like 3 breaths to get down. So lower the upper back down. And then take a breath to lower the mid back down. Keep curling your tailbone up. And then take another breath to lower the whole back down to the floor. Walk the feet to mat distance and just let your knees rest on one another. Couple breaths here. Your hands can rest right on your belly for a nice constructive rest. Good, and then release the arms, separate the knees, but keep the feet wide and just windshield wiper. Take both knees and drop them to the right. Send your left knee forward and down. Inhale, come back to center, and exhale, drop both knees over to the left. Right knee draws forward and down. And then inhale, come back to center. Good. Walk the feet into hip distance. Take your right knee and hug it right in towards your right chest, or towards your chest. Good. And then see if your left leg is okay going long on the floor. Heel pressing down, thigh bone pressing down as your right knee hugs into your chest. Keep that left leg active. Good. Now soften that right thigh away from your chest and take the knee out to the right and up to your shoulder. A little different, a little bit wider now. Good. Keep energy in both feet. Hold the right knee with the right hand. Take your left hand down your shin, maybe to the top of the ankle. Keep action in that right foot. And then turn the heel towards your pelvis and let the right knee spin out away from you a little bit more. So you're in this outer rotation. Good. Breathe there. Good. And then from here, keep the right knee in the right hand. Let the ankle come back so that the heel's right over the thigh again. Slide your left foot in. Hug your right knee closer to your right shoulder. Take your left hand to the back of the thigh and take the sole of the foot to face the ceiling. Now you might stay right here, holding the back of the thigh. Or see if your hands can travel up your calf and hold your ankle. Or see if your hands can interlace around the sole of the foot. But as soon as this left hip pops off the ground, you've gone too far. So anchor your left hip down and then maybe grab your calf, your ankle, or your foot for a half happy baby. And then the knee drops down outside the armpit as your left hip anchors. Again, you can be holding the back of the thigh. That's fine. Then the right hand's going to hold the knee, and the left hand's going to come to the top of the ankle again and find that outer rotation, but you're a little closer to your chest now. Energy in that right foot. Right foot or right heel's coming towards your left shoulder, right knee's drawing away from your right shoulder. Now, bring your left knee up to hook your outer right ankle. Flex that right foot. Take the hands now and slide them between the legs, around the back of the left thigh, or around the front of the shin for figure 4. Send your right hip and your right knee away from you as you draw your left knee towards you. Right foot is flexing, left toes are active. Breathing here. Good. Keep your right leg up. You might even hook the shin with your hand. Set your left foot down. Now, take your left hand, the palm of the hand, to the outer left shin. Unwind your right arm. You're going to straighten your right leg as much as it can straighten and take it at a diagonal to the left. Now, take your left palm, press it into your outer outer right leg, and resist. So right leg is pressing into left hand is pressing into right leg, and you're moving that leg at a diagonal. And then draw your right hip away from your right shoulder. So there's a lot going on. You should feel this whole outer right leg turn on. Good. And then from here, release that right leg and just let it cross right on top of your left. So now your knees are stacking. Extend the arms out. Push into your left foot to slide your hips over to the right. So you land on your left bum and then let both knees drop to the left. Now, if this is too intense of a twist, unwind the legs and just let the knees be stacked. Or even just take one leg bent and one leg straight. So take a twist that feels appropriate for you. Back of the right shoulders, anchoring. Right ribs, upper right ribs are rotating to the right. Lower left belly is rotating to the left. And the breath is fluid. Good. And then whatever twist you're in, unwind it and realign the hips. Take that right leg all the way up to the sky, and as you lower it, flex and point and flex and point and flex and point. Land it to the floor with the heel pressing in the way and the toes towards you. Draw your left knee, hug it into your chest. Now, if the extended leg doesn't work, then just bend the knee. That's fine. Good. And then release that tension. Let the left leg move out to the left and up to your shoulder. Keep the right thigh bone pressing, the heel pressing away. Hug that knee into your shoulder. Keep a hold of the left knee with the left hand. Slide your right hand down the shin to the top of the ankle and pivot your right heel towards your pelvis and let the left knee move away from you. out to the left. Good. Keep the left knee in your left hand. Release the right ankle so that that heel comes above your thigh now. Slide your right foot in. Hug your left knee in even more. Take the hands behind the thigh and flip the sole of the foot up. Stay here or walk your hands up your leg, up your ankle, or to the sole of the foot. And then draw the right hip to the floor, pin it down, and draw the left knee down towards the floor outside your shoulder, outside your armpit. Half happy baby. Then, take your left hand outside the knee, the right hand to the top of the ankle, and angle your right heel to your right shoulder and your left knee out. Flex the left foot. Now, bring your right knee up to catch your outer left shin ankle. Keep pressing your left knee away. Slide the hands between the legs, behind the right thigh, around the right shin. Start to draw your right leg towards you as you press your left hip and your left knee away. All 10 toes are active. Breathe into your hip here. Now, hook this left shin and set your right foot back to the floor. Keep a hold of your foot, unwind that left hand, take the palm to the outside of your calf or ankle or knee and start to straighten out that leg, taking it to a diagonal to the right. And then press the outer left shin into the palm of your hand and resist. So isometric, press there. Outer leg into hand, hand into outer leg. Then let that leg come all the way across and stack. And again, if there's another twist you like, you'll take that. Extend the arms. Press your right foot into the floor to slide your hips to the left. And then drop the knees to the right. Anchor the left shoulder down. And again, take whichever variation works best for you. Amp up your breath. Deep breaths in and out. And then on the inhale, go ahead and unwind your twist. Set the hips back to neutral. Lift your left leg to the sky and flex and point as you lower it all the way to the floor. And then slide that foot up. Walk the feet together and let the knees open wide. Take the hands to your hip crease and just gently press away. And then let the hands rest on your inner thighs if that feels okay, or support your outer thighs if that feels better. Take a big inhale through the nose and fill up. And on the exhale, let it out the mouth. Take one more big inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. This time, take an inhale and bring the knees up wide to your shoulders. Rock yourself side to side. And on the exhale, let your legs extend into your final resting pose, Shavasana. Arms out, shoulders down, legs wide, eyes closed. Just take a moment to feel your body here. Feel all the sensations in your body. And then let that go. Take a moment to notice any thoughts in your mind. And then let that go. Take a moment to notice your breath. And then let that go too. So all the effort is released. And your whole body, your whole being has an opportunity to rest in Shavasana. What Gorgeous Thing, a poem by Mary Oliver. I do not know what gorgeous thing the bluebird keeps saying, his voice easing out of his throat, beak, body into the pink air of the early morning. I like it, whatever it is. Sometimes it seems the only thing in the world that is without dark thoughts. Sometimes it seems the only thing in the world that is without questions that can't and probably never will be answered. The only thing that is entirely content with a pink, then clear white morning, and gratefully says so. That poem reminds me of all the bird song that is happening right now. It seems that the mornings and days and evenings are all filled with this beautiful bird song. If you're able to stay in Shavasana, stay just as you are. If you're ready to begin transitioning, start by noticing your body, feeling it resting on the earth, feeling those points of contact, that shift from the beginning when we started face down to now being face up. Feeling your back body on the earth and the front body expanding into the air, into the space around you. Begin to feel the breath come deeper into the body as your body rises and falls with the breath. And when you're ready, let movement come back into the body. Maybe fingers and toes until eventually your hands come to rest somewhere on your own body. You come back to that connection with yourself, to that attunement with your inner voice, your own inner wisdom, your heart of hearts, and send yourself love and gratitude, compassion and respect. May we be at peace. May our hearts remain open. May we be awakened to the light of our true nature. May we be healed. May we be a source of healing and kindness for all beings. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here. Enjoy the bird song in the spring, and I will see you back here on Monday. Have a beautiful day. Thank you, guys.